We made it to 1,000!
Ching!
Ching ching!
1,000 subscribers is a big milestone. Yay!
Ching ching!
Side note, we're in Canada, by the way, but that's for another video. We are really excited about this. We're gonna go over why it matters and how we got here, including the lessons learned, kind of how we got here in a relatively short period of time.
Yep.
Some people are lucky enough, it's rare for you to be able to get to 1,000 subscribers with your first, few videos.
Mm-hmm.
I would say most people, it takes, 2, 3, 4 years. And we are, I would say, a good average where we did it within, we started in June 2021. So it hasn't taken us too long to get here. And we're doing it in quite a saturated niche, which is the
Travel and leisure.
Yeah, travel and leisure vlogging. That is really hard to do. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about what we think helped us get here so that you can learn a little bit from that, and hopefully you'll be able to figure out how to do your own YouTube channel if you really want to. When people start a YouTube channel, they're generally starting it because they want to make it into a business, something that gives them like full-time income that also kind of includes following their passion or something that they're really interested in. Hence why we started a travel vlog. We love traveling. Now that we've hit 1,000 subscribers, it actually gives us a chance to monetize our channel and get started on making money doing something that we love.
In addition to the 1,000 subscribers, you also need 4,000 watch hours in a 365-day period. And you also need to follow all of YouTube's guidelines and restrictions.
It could include just things like making sure you have no copyright claims. There's lots of guidelines in which you have to follow, but for the most part, it's not too hard to do that.
Once you've got all those covered, you can apply to be a YouTube partner, which could take several days to go through.
And when you are eligible, then you're able to get 55% of all the ad revenue that YouTube gets for the ads that you see kind of before, during, and after a video. That only actually works if the viewer watches the full ad, by the way. You cannot receive a check from them until you have earned about $100 in a 1-month period. So I don't know how long that's gonna take us. Just because we've gotten monetized doesn't mean we're gonna be rolling in the dough. It's gonna take a while. You need a number of subscribers and, well, not even subscribers, it's just how many viewers watch the ads actually. So we are not going to be getting that much money yet, but once we do start getting a paycheck, when we get our first paycheck from YouTube, we promise to share that with you. So make sure you subscribe below to stay tuned for that. And on that note, do you want to know more about how much it costs to travel full time and how much you might be able to make on YouTube? If you are, we have the email for you. Every month, we send out an email that will give you our income and expense reports. So that's all of our expenses, both travel as well as business, and our income that we might be able to make on YouTube and beyond. We're just starting this out, and so you get to actually go along with this journey with us and see what it can look like from the beginning until you grow into a full-time income. And so check that email out in the description below, and we even give you tips on how to start your own YouTube channel. Bonus. All right, so check that link out below. So now that you know why 1,000 subscribers matters to a YouTube channel, let's get into how we got here.
So we want to tell you about how it is we got here. Number one was we got a lot of help from friends and family. Our first 100 subscribers or so were from friends and family, which was great, both for our ego and for creating a base of people. The lesson learned here is you have to grow beyond your friends and family. Unless you have 1 million friends, you're gonna need more than just your friends and family as your subscribers.
By the way, thanks friends and family.
Thank you.
Number 2 is going to be just videos and the type of videos that we created. From the ones that did the best, you can tell that they tend to be a little bit more how-to. I think at the very beginning of a channel, when people just can't, it's hard for people to get invested in a vlog because a vlog tends to just follow a person's life and they need to have a connection to you in some way first. So what we did is we do have a number of kind of just how-to or informational style videos, but we try to keep ourselves in them as much as possible in order to be able to still kind of bring in that personal aspect. We're going to tell you how you can put your videos together a little later in the video.
That's right, but before we do that, we're going to talk about number 4, which is your CTA, or your call to action. In this case, your call to action is going to be your subscribe button. You want to remind people to subscribe so that you can get those subscribers up. Now you can do that by directly asking, i.e. like right now, you should subscribe. Also, you can add a fancy little button in the corner of your screen, and that reminds everybody to subscribe to the videos.
Then number 5 is kind of two-part, and it is help from YouTube itself. I mean, there's lots of things that they do, but there are 2 things that they've done recently that have helped especially. Number 1 is introducing shorts. Shorts are really great. I mean, they're, you know, basically like they just took TikTok's version of video sharing and stole it. So people love them, and they're really great for putting something quick together, and they actually increase your subscriber base pretty quickly if you can share the right stuff. So we haven't done as much of this as we probably could and should. And
we're still exploring how to do it.
Yeah. But they can bring in a number of views. We definitely see a boost in subscribers from it. I don't think that it brings the hours up because they're like 15 to 60 seconds long, so you would need a lot of views for that to actually affect your hours, but it certainly does help with subscribers and to get just kind of your brand and your content out there more to more people. The other thing that they're doing to help is, especially for new channels, is that YouTube is actually starting to show more content from new channels. And we definitely noticed this in the last couple of months when they started to roll this out, that actually some of our videos have gotten a little bit more of a boost lately with a good subscriber base because YouTube decided to start like showing more new channels and new videos to more people. And that's helped us a lot. So these are the things that we think have helped us get to 1,000 subscribers, more than 4,000 watch hours in a short period of time. And now we're going to talk a little bit more about what you can put in your video to help keep people watching. And just keep in mind, we're still learning, and these are all things that we often know, but don't always know how to implement as best as we probably could and should as well. So we're still learning, we're still doing this, and we really hope to be able to keep you guys going with us so you can see how we are evolving as a YouTube channel, helping others who are not videographers, not storytellers, not people who have really done this kind of thing before, who are new to it and this entire world, and how we're actually doing a good job right now. A good average job right now. We don't want to say B+ all the way. Sometimes I get so intimidated. It's true. I get very intimidated by people who seem to just be able to pick this stuff up super fast. I get down on myself because I compare myself and I think, oh my gosh, I should be able to do that. But honestly, I feel like a good B+ average, it is a good one to go for, because as long as you can be consistent with that, you're gonna get there. Let's just get into what we think are the essential things to make sure that people watch your video, wanna watch your video, subscribe, and help build a business on YouTube.
So our first takeaway about knowing how to set up your channel is to focus on your audience. Now we have a broader audience. We're really focusing on people who want to travel leisurely and on a budget. We don't do luxury travel. We don't do adventure travel at the moment. And we sometimes focus on family, but not so much. We don't want to niche down our audience too much.
Which brings us to number 2, which is we actually are trying to choose niche videos over a niche audience. The reason for this is because if we tried to niche down to just families as an audience, there's just not a ton on there. We're gonna limit the amount of people that we can really connect with. Instead, we thought, why don't we just do kind of a more broad leisure budget audience, but niche in our videos. And the way that we determine this is by 3 major avenues. Number 1 is Facebook groups. We're in a lot of different groups, depending on the location we're in or different topics like world schooling and things like that. And we see, we tend to see kind of a common question come up a lot of times when we're in those groups. Then we want to do a video based on it. And an example of this is our versus videos, what we call it. It's our Seville versus Cordoba versus Granada versus Ronda video. It has done really quite well, and it's because we saw in a lot of groups people kind of being like, we're gonna go to Andalusia, where should we see? Which places should we go to? And so we knew that people were looking to figure out which one of those places to go see in Andalusia, and so we did a video about it, and actually done quite well. So Facebook groups and the questions people ask is a great place for that. And number 2 is bad reviews of amazing places. Now this is kind of weird, but what we found was when we went to Alhambra, it was a place that is amazing. We loved it, and we found that people actually were writing some bad reviews about it. We're like, how was that even possible? And so what we found was in the bad reviews, it tended to center a lot around not knowing kind of how big Alhambra is or how to get around it easily.
Or missing the Nasrid Palace.
Especially missing the Nasrid Palace, because you have to make it at a certain time and people just don't understand how long it takes to get there from the front gate and all that kind of stuff. So we made a video about not making these mistakes in Alhambra. And so that's actually done pretty well too. It's not done as well, but it has done fairly well, I think. And it's because we know that people had a bad experience, but in a really amazing place that's actually quite popular as well. Number 3 is we look at trends. I mean, this is something that lots of people do anyways. So we will see what other travel vloggers are kind of focusing on, and we try to go with that too. An example of this is that people really want unique experiences, because the problem is that, especially as a travel vlogger, almost everything has been done. It is such a popular niche, and so many people are already putting content out about it. And so finding a new angle by trying to see what other trends are kind of popular as well, because people just tend to gravitate towards that stuff. A great example of this actually was on the spot. It wasn't even because we necessarily saw a video about it or other trends, people doing videos about it. It was, we were in New York and there is this store called the York's Ghost Merchant, and the lineup was crazy, and we didn't understand.
Not just one lineup, there were 2 lineups. There's a lineup for the lineup.
We were in the shambles. I 100% thought it was going to be for a Harry Potter store. It was not. I was very confused. I looked at the store, I could not understand it, and we found out it's because it trended on TikTok. And so we thought, why don't we just, while we're here in the lineup anyways, make a video about this place? And it's done well. Probably, again, one of our top 5.
We weren't the only people wondering what all the fuss was about.
To kind of sum all of these things up, we're trying now to...
Quiet geese.
Those geese are being very loud.
Silly goose, be quiet.
To wrap these ones up, we are trying to think about the big idea. I got this from, I think it was Think Media. And really those 3 things that we talked about is kind of where we try to find our big idea for a video. Because it helps steer our video to have kind of more of a purpose. It gives it, it's just a little bit easier to make it into a story when you have a big idea behind it. We try to think of the big idea and then we do a video based on that. That is how we have determined how we want to try to do kind of our niche videos with our broad audience. And one quick note is, I know a lot of people talk about SEO. We've tried SEO and I don't know if we're just really bad at it. Or, like, we try to do all the things, I promise you. Like, I'm not gonna name all the things here right now, but we do try to do all the things for SEO. We use TubeBuddy, and so far, anytime we've tried to use it, it really has not given us the results, not even close to the results as trying the big idea approach. Kind of scrap that a little bit. I mean, we might use a little bit of a keyword in our title, a little bit of tags, you know, just to kind of help the YouTube algorithm figure out who the video is for, but that's kind of about it. We're not convinced it works. More people are going to have success with SEO if you do informational or how-to videos, because that's when people are typing in a specific phrase, something that they're looking for.
That's right.
But when we're trying to do a vlog style and kind of that big idea, it's more about grabbing the attention of somebody because they're just interested in the subject, not because they're specifically looking for your video.
So number 3 is you have to try to pick your channel topic and stick to it. We're great at sticking to things. That's everyone knows us for that.
Nope.
No. One of the problems with not sticking to things is it sort of messes with YouTube's algorithm. So a great example of this is our best performing video that's not currently live at the time of this recording is our pros and cons of moving to Nova Scotia. So when we first started this channel, we moved to Nova Scotia sort of as a change of scenery because we couldn't get internationally traveling yet.
And we used the Facebook group thing for this.
Yeah, and
right?
so we used our Facebook method of answering questions on Facebook, and we noticed a lot of people were really looking for like a nice succinct pros and cons of whether or not they should move to Nova Scotia. So we put together a great video for that. Still probably our best performing video, not currently live. And the reason for that is because YouTube couldn't figure out whether we are a travel channel or a how to move to Nova Scotia channel.
Well, actually, I'm pretty sure they thought we were a how to move to Nova Scotia channel, and therefore they were not sharing any of our travel videos with
people who are interested in travel.
Or if they did try to recommend them, they were probably recommending them to people who wanted to move to Nova Scotia, and then it didn't make any sense, and nobody clicked on it, so YouTube was like, no, bad video.
Yeah.
Which is not really what we wanted.
Yeah, so our advice to you is pick a topic and stick to it.
And just understand that if for some reason you do need to change the topic, just understand it's probably gonna take the YouTube algorithm a number of months to now refigure out who your audience is. And it's just gonna slow down, and you're gonna be like, yeah, I really just don't want this to be like that, and I just wanna have people watching my videos, but it's gonna take some time.
So choose your timing wisely if you do want to pivot your subject.
Number 4 is post consistently. You'll hear this everywhere if you watch videos. We have posted at least once a week, sometimes twice, every single week.
With less than 2 or 3 exceptions?
Yes, I think maybe just once or twice that we missed a week. The way that I see it is that I think it's like YouTube is testing you, kind of like the probationary period at starting work, where your boss is watching to see if you're actually going to make a good part of the team. YouTube is like, are they going to keep going? Is this just a hobby for them, or are they taking this seriously? Should I pump their videos out to people or not? Like, are they going to be a good part of the YouTube team? That is what they're looking for. So it can take time, unless you just are that rare person who hits that really specific thing that people are looking for, and it just pumps you out there quickly. But otherwise, it's going to take some time. It's going to take consistency. You're going to have to try and show YouTube that you're there for the long haul. And finally, number 5, which is again a nice 2-part series, and it is the thing that I think we struggle with the most, and we're really, really trying to change.
So number 1 of those 2 things is showing your personality, or being your genuine self. You hear that a lot, your authentic self. And what that really means is talking to you guys who are on the other side of the camera like we're actually there with you. Talking to you like you're our friends. The idea being is we would share with you all of those moments that we might not necessarily show with strangers. So one of the things that makes that difficult is we not only want to have you with us through the easy times and the gorgeous few times, but also in the difficult times. Like when our car breaks down, we have to remember to pull out the camera and be on. Another sort of conscious decision that we've made too is always letting our children decide whether or not they want to be part of the video process, and sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. And
also why sharing some of the harder parts is challenging, because we don't, if it has anything to do with our kids having a hard time, we don't want to shove a camera in their face when we're going through something hard. So
that's not B+ parenting.
And so it's really hard to just know when to put the camera on and when to put it away, and to just kind of know that that's part of your life now as a vlogger, right? So shifting into that mindset.
So for us, what that means is we're trying to learn how to be casual and interesting at the same time, which is not always easy, and it's something that we've really struggling and looking to learn.
The second part to this is being an excellent storyteller. When people take time to watch one of these videos that can be anywhere from like 10 to 20 plus minutes long, it's an investment from them. It is an investment of their time, and it has to be something that they care about watching from the beginning to the end. And keeping people interested means you have to not only show your personality, but you have to be really good at storytelling, especially because a lot of the time you're just kind of going through your day, and then afterwards you have to finagle some sort of story from it, because you don't always know what's coming. You kind of prepare your day, you think you've planned it all, and then things kind of have a twist. And maybe that's fine, because when you're a storyteller, you have to have all the storytelling elements. You need to have a hook at the very beginning that gets people hooked into, watching your video or listening to your story. You need to be able to have, some sort of drama, twist, tension, something conflict, something that's going on to be able to keep people watching. You need to be able to show beautiful visuals. You need to have all kinds of really, like all of those story elements, including something that gives them closure but keeps them wanting more. And those are always like the heart of it. So you're having to keep these pieces in mind as you're going about doing your videos, while also trying to be casual and interesting and yourself. Not always easy. And so if you're getting into anything like this, understand it's gonna take time to discover this part of you and to get comfortable with it and to practice it. Because you think it should just be easy to just be yourself, but it's not when you're talking to a camera, because literally this is really just a camera we're talking into. But we are trying to picture our friends. Who is it that we're actually talking to? You are now our friends, and we are incredibly thankful for that, because
hi friends.
we really do need about 1 million friends. So that's so we're going to be building up our friendships here, our community through our personality needy? And through storytelling. What was that?
I said, are we too needy?
Maybe. So these are the 5 elements that we think that you need to be able to make amazing videos to be able to grow your channel to your first 1,000 and beyond, because of course we're hoping to do that. Now as we got to our 1,000 and we're going beyond, we're going to take number 5 a little farther, and we have a little bit of a twist, surprise, hook, maybe at the end here, to be able to share with you.
Surprise!
Yeah. We are actually going to change the name of our channel to
Amanda and Nathan.
I mean, what a crazy name change. We do have reasons for this, and we're going to share them with you. Stick with us, okay?
Yeah, we did consider Mandy and Nate. We didn't actually.
I mean, if you're like the rare person who doesn't know of Kara and Nate, then that's why.
Go fix that.
Like, just,
turn us
you
off.
Need to go
watch them. And then please
you need
to
watch them. We don't want to copy Kara and Nate, but we are influenced by Kara and Nate, Eamon and Beck, even darling Desi, who has her name as at least part of her channel name. And so the reason we're doing this is because, number 1, we need to be able to make sure we are connecting fully with you, our friends, our audience, our people. I know that seems so weird that you think like, well, it's just a name change, but when we started thinking about the channels we follow, if it is their name, there's something about it that makes me feel more connected to them, like they are our friends. Oh, remember, like how, hey, Eamon and Beck, you gotta watch Kara and Nate, you know, like they just become as if they are part of, like they just become like they're friends of yours. And we wanted to be able to add that personal bit to it that allows us to also really be just kind of us. So the videos become, the vlog becomes more about kind of us and our adventures and the things that we're doing, no matter what that looks like, because we're crazy and we do crazy things and we change our minds and we do all kinds of stuff. And so it allows us to have the freedom to do whatever we're doing, to bring you along with our crazy antics, without it having to be only a focus on the places that we are, the travel itself. It's a focus on you getting to know us and what we're doing and bringing you along in our life.
That's right.
Hopefully that makes sense to you. Definitely does to us.
We're still going to be full-time traveling for now?
We're still traveling. Yeah,
Nothing's changed that way?
Yeah, so our channel itself has not changed, because I know we just said, like, don't change your channel.
Don't change this channel.
But we also admitted that we're really bad at keeping things the same. But we are going to do Amanda and Nathan, and you will notice that we've kind of omitted like and family or kids and the boys or their names, but we did it on purpose because while they are here and they are 100% a part of our lives and what we're doing, and they 100% will be in our videos, that we are doing this consciously so that it is not about them in particular. It is about us. It helps us know that we can do this at any time on our own, if the kids are with the grandparents, like we hope to do soon, and so that they don't have to feel like we need to, you know, perform for the camera at all. We just don't want them to feel uncomfortable or obligated to do it. I understand that that's not the way all channels do it, but for the comfortability of our kids, because they have expressed that themselves, we just don't want to make them do it. So this allows it to be, it's about us and our adventures and the things that we're doing. We really want to get to know you better. We want to build that community. We want to build that connection. And we really hope that this is kind of one small step towards that. It's terrifying to change it. I will tell you that, because gosh, we don't want to screw up the algorithm again, but we're doing it anyway. We think it's important, so we're doing it. What is our next goal? To make how many friends? Take over
the world. Oh, sorry. 10,000 subscribers.
That's right. We need 10,000 friends. Well, actually 9,000 more to make our goal. And so that, you know, hint, hint, subscribe below,
subscribe
please.
Below.
So we want to take you on all of our adventures, share with you our struggles and successes, help inspire you, just as much as you guys inspire us to be able to continue on to live and fully in our dream life. It's not that it's perfect, it's that it is the dream that we have had for a long time, and we are creating it. And it's because of you. It's the only reason.
It's true.
It's because of you that we are able to do this, and we are incredibly thankful.
Right.
Thankful from the bottom of our hearts. I mean, I'm not the cool person who, what the heck? How do they do it now? They do some other weird thing. I don't know.
We're not the cool kids.
We are the B+ kids. if you are new to our channel and you're just getting to know our crazy selves, we've been traveling for the last 6 months. And if you're wondering how we did that, and we've done it on a decent budget, you can see how we stayed for free in Edinburgh.
Right.
Here's a video to see us 3 weeks in Edinburgh for free. That's right. So you can check that out, subscribe, stay with us, and we'll see you next time.
Amanda and Nathan.
Every
further mile.
We always end our thing with every further mile. We'll see you every further mile. We can't really do that as much anymore. So see you next time,
Maybe
friends.
we'll just say it anyway. Maybe it'll just be our catchphrase. Catchphrase.
Every further mile. Okay,
Hashtag
bye.
catchphrase.
Bye. We're not worried about cars honking. We're worried about geese honking. Okay. Sorry.
Geese are nice honkers.
Sorry. Okay.